Well, Georgia, welcome to Lexington, Kentucky. Just how's it been so far? How long have you been here now, I guess?
Maybe like almost 2 months.
2 months, okay.
Yeah.
Just how's the experience been so far? Kind of what you expected? Anything different? Or?
It's been good. I mean, there's been a level of comfort, obviously, coming in with the previous staff, and the basketball side has been pretty consistent with what it's been for me for the past 4 years. But new city, new place, still more so on like the country rural side, which is comfortable, but still a lot more to do. I'm still yet to see all that I want to see, but I guess that basketball takes the priority there. But best believe once I graduate, I'll be coming back to see a bit more because I think that there's a whole lot more to offer. It's fun, it's exciting.
What was the overwhelming pitch from Coach Brooks that made you want to commit here?
You know what? It was me. I was thinking about it. Obviously, I was at a point in my life where I could have declared, I could have gone pro or tried to go overseas. But it took me a long time to come to the conclusion. I did it myself, and I thought, it's going to be a good challenge. It's changed, new conference, new facilities, new place. But the consistent with being able to work out with him was something that was appealing to me. There was a good duality about it, a good, level of not being completely changed and thrown into like a whole new environment, but like still having the staff, the workout, my routine that I have had for the past 4 years. So it was, at the end of the day, it was just a good balance to have for whatever my future holds.
How close were you to going to the W?
I took a long time to think about it. Obviously it's appealing, and I'm not going to sit here and lie. My names are in good positions on all of the mock drafts, but at the end of the day, came back here and I have a lot more to work on, and I think being a point guard and trying to be the best leader I can be, because it's such a vital thing for my position, why not test it with a whole new team that needs to get integrated. We've got babies, we've got new people who haven't played in a division like this before, like a conference like this, so this was the best challenge for me to try and improve like the not physical things about being a point guard.
Have you been able to kind of bridge the gap between the people that didn't play under Brooks and you and a couple others as well, or how's that been as well, helping them?
We're definitely getting there. I mean, we've had a couple of team workouts, and it's vital at this point in the summer that you start developing chemistry. But in saying that, we haven't played yet. We haven't had those 40 minutes on the court, so it's definitely going to be a process during the season. But I think off-court our energy and our chemistry is good. Great bunch of girls, and I think that was his purpose and his point, is trying to develop personality as well. Recruit great people. You can't just recruit a bunch of random people with not great personalities or selfish people. That you're starting a program, you need to start with good people. Some people that are going to continue the foundation. It's so important. So I think a large part of his recruiting process was to get good girls, which they have. Like I've had a lot of fun with these girls already.
How much influence was Coach Brooks on you coming to Kentucky with him?
Yeah, no, this was my decision. At the end of the season was a whirlwind, that's for sure. But at the same time, as I said, I was juggling other decisions, and it took me a while. But I came to it myself, and I had some good talks with some people close to me, and I think. Well, I hope this was the best decision for me. But it's where I'm at now, so I got to make the most of it for sure. There's no going back.
Do you see yourself as leader through all these practices with new people and other people coming from Virginia Tech as well with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely more chatty and more vocal, but I think that's just my personality and nature. But obviously I know exactly what he wants, and the assistant coaches, and there's new assistant coaches, so I think there's a level of unfamiliarity, but there's still a level of familiarity. Like I can do so much, I can help, but at the end of the day as well, I'm still a player. I don't know as much as they do, so I try my best to be as vocal as I can.
How nice is it to have Coach Rad still with you?
Oh yeah, I love Rad. She's been so instrumental for me my whole 5 years, and she's good. We haven't seen them much because they've been busy recruiting, and we've had individuals and whatnot. But when we're together as a team, or when we're having one-on-one time, it's good. Obviously Coach Brooks has done so much for us both. Being international is kind of integrating us into the college basketball scene in different degrees, coach and player. So the way we work is different, but I think we have that little bit of an international connection that helps us.
Well, I know you're a veteran, but do you feel like you're starting over?
Pardon?
You're a veteran, but do you feel like you're starting over?
No, not really. And I think that's the helpful part about it is, being with the staff, and it's so familiar. Coach Hicks and Coach Rad both came. But at the end of the day, I work out with Coach Brooks. It's not like I'm thrown into a new system. I think if you ask me that question in a couple of months when we're playing different opponents and all of that, it's going to be feeling a bit like starting over. But I'm hitting 23, 24, so I'm feeling old. So nothing is brand new or shocking to me.
Are you excited about playing in the SEC?
I am. I only have ever played against LSU and Tennessee. They were just always the matchups we had. I've played them like twice over, respectively. But it's every time we played them, it was a great level of intensity, physicality, athleticism, and I think heading into the next level, it's probably the best preparation for me, the most style of play to the league, if that's what I aspire to do. All great athletes come from the SEC, so it's going to be a good challenge this year.
You've been to the Final Four, right? Mm-hmm. What does this team need to do to get to that point? You've been there.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're trying to help this team achieve?
Yeah, I have a couple of months here, and as much as we strive for the Final Four and anything can happen, we're still in the early days of building a foundation. We're gonna have some tough strides, we have some good strides, but I think to get to the Final Four, you have to be perfect in a lot of aspects. I was part of the team and we made it, and we had no All-Americans, but I think that the way we played was the chemistry that we developed and everything, so it's going to take time.
What role have Cass and Sanaya played in your transition here to Kentucky?
You know what? I think off the court it's been great. They obviously know Lexington inside and out, but for them it's just as different as for us. They have a new staff. We all have a new strength coach. Like nothing is. I guess they know the place physically better than us, but we're all going through this together. New staff, new strength coach, new style of play, and just operations. Like everything is different for everyone. But they're good people, so I'm glad they stayed.
What's kind of been your biggest adjustment so far, getting everything here at Kentucky?
Probably like the humidity in my hair. That's about it. Way different to Virginia, but it's been good. I would say just, I don't really have any expectations being international and foreign. I knew it was going to be different, so I don't really go into anything with any expectations, because it's just, you're going to take it as it is. I can't change anything about it, and I'm loving it. It's just the perspective I have.
I mean, you're kind of used to Coach Brooks. How do you kind of get the girls who aren't used to him and to know what to expect?
Yeah, you can always prep the girls. You can always tell them, he's going to say this, he's going to do that. But at the end of the day, they have to learn him just as much as he has to learn them. And that's only going to take time and intentional relationships. And, it's been, almost 5 weeks of summer workouts, and it's going to take time. Who we are and who he is now, it's different in the summer than what it is going to be in season. So I guess it's just, being vulnerable to coaching and adapting to change. It's going to be a challenge for everyone, but I have no doubt that these girls will be able to do it.
And a decent amount of transfers in. What have you kind of learned from the team in a sense from the summer workouts?
Yeah, just great personalities, willing to work. I think everyone's come from a place where they realize this is a great opportunity. It's the SEC. It's as Coach Brooks described it, a sleeping giant. The men's program has been so successful for so long, and great facilities and everything. I think all the girls are grateful to be here. Our mindset is we get to be here. We have girls that came from schools where maybe they weren't used as much as they wish they were or should have been. We have girls that came from lower schools. We have freshmen who have this is just a whirlwind to them because it's college. So we're on different levels, but as I said, we get to be here. So I think we have that intention will be good.
Considering your relationship with Coach Brooks, there's a multitude of reasons why you would make a move like this.
Yeah.
Was there one in that process that stood out on the following here to Lexington?
I just really couldn't cheat myself of losing a year without learning from him. He's really developed me in all aspects, and he's a point guard, and it annoys me because we do individuals and he'll do a move and I'm I get mad because he's literally 6 foot. I'll give him 6'1", and a male. I can't copy these moves, but it's so good because I have to copy these moves. My size, my stature, I have to play in a different way. So I think learning from him physically is great, but the way he sees the game, he's been coaching for so long, he's been so successful. Why not learn as much as I can? And I think the ball's going to stop bouncing one day. So just watching him in a different lens through coaching, player development, interacting with players, I believe it's going to open up my opportunities farther than just playing.
Mainly thanks to Coach Brooks, Virginia Tech was a program that was set up to continue to succeed. Coming here, your last year, knowing that this could be a bit of a first step in a rebuild, what still drove you to want to be here?
The challenge. I love a challenge. It's going to be change, and I was approaching the time in my career where change was going to happen. I could have gone pro. I could have declared, and there was going to be some kind of sharp change happening, and I think this was, the step before that. There's still comfort with Coach Brooks, and I know what I'm doing, but there's change with, location, conference. So it's like a good turning corner to what I'll have to face in 7 months.
What's been the actual basketball been like so far? What do you all think you'll be good at, and things you're really focusing on so far in practice?
I think when you're in Coach Brooks' system, it's always going to be good when you have good shooters. So we're heavily focusing on like hitting 3-point shots. Shooters make, they don't just shoot. That's a mindset we have, and we've brought in good size, good athletes. We've got great size. So yeah, I think just developing that chemistry, and he's a coach that has a multitude of plays, a huge playbook. So learning that bit by bit, and the way we're going to be so successful is if we get comfortable in it as soon as we can.